Bop, 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 bop. Let's go, baby. Geeks coming off a hot week. 11-2 UFC 277. Tore up the block. Catch us on the Geek Sheet on Instagram, on Twitter for the last minute updates for your above average 5-man calculated violent picks. We're breaking down all the main card picks from the bottom to the top. We're in Vegas. We got Jamahal coming out against Thiago Santos. We got the tough championships. Let's get into it. Main card, first fight, attractive female, Ariane Lipski, 14-7, coming out against Priscilla Koshera, 11-4. This is a flyweight scrap. It's gonna kick off the main card. Should be entertaining. Should have some good scrambles. I think Ariane Lipski is gonna edge this one out. I think it's going to be a super close scrap. So looking at the underdog price, that definitely, flatters me. But Lipski flatters me more. So I'd love to see her win. I think she can edge this one out. Let's do it. I'm not going to have any action on this, but give me Lipski in this one. Goosey, what do you got?
This one, I mean, flip a coin on this because who knows what's going to happen when they step in the octagon. So I'm probably going to take the side with a little bit more value on it. I think Priscilla Cachoeira, she definitely is a brawler, and I don't know if Lipsy's going to want that smoke in there. So I think it's going to be a lot of Cachoeira walking forward and starting to get the better end of the exchanges towards the end of the fight. Mix that with a sizable underdog, and Priscilla Cachoeira is going to be my pick.
Let's go, Fishman. What do you got?
I'm riding with Goose on this one. Priscilla Cachoeira. At first, I'm thinking Ariane Lipski. Does she get the sub off? And I'm like, I don't know. You got to get her on the ground first. And Cachoeira's got a 65% takedown defense. She's landing around 4.5 strikes per minute. She's won 3 out of her last 4. And on the last 3 for Lipski, she's 1-2. So I'm riding with Priscilla. Underdog price on this, looking good.
Let's go. Might be a lot of public money just coming in on Lipski's looks. What do you got, Dano?
I'm gonna ride with Cachoeira. Lipski, she might be a good-looking fighter, but Cachoeira is a pretty masculine female, and she hits hard. And I remember back UFC London, Meatball Molly was getting asked some questions. Someone asked her, "Who's hit you the hardest?" And I believe she said Cachoeira hit her with one of the hardest shots she's been hit with. So Cachoeira is going to be bringing the bombs. Let's see if Lipski can hold on. I don't think so. So I'm going to go with Cachoeira.
Let's go 3-1 on the picks. Cachoeira is going to make the sheet. Underdog price. Love it. Let's move into the next boot. We got heavyweights. Do we have a surging prospect in Sergey Spivak, 14-3? Romanian, coming out against Augusto Sakai. The Brazilian, 15-4, the vet. This one's super interesting because Sakai's been struggling his last couple times out, but his level of competition is far, far above what Sergey Spivak is fighting. Spivak is on a run. He does like to just take guys down, throw them on the mat, put that heavy top game, that heavy sub. He likes to sit in half guard, rain elbows. It's pretty simple. You got a striker versus a grappler in this matchup. It's going to be, can Sakai defend takedowns for as long as Spivak's gas tank holds up? Or is Spivak going to get this to the mat and have his way? Because I don't see Sakai as that big athletic guy that's going to be able to get up multiple times. I think that if Spivak does get him to the mat early, it might be an early night for him. So with that being said, I do like Spivak in this matchup. I like him by sub. Sakai's just on a tough route right now, and I see him kind of declining, and I see Spivak only making improvements at a young age. So I think Spivak, will be able to hold his own on the feet, even though that he will be at a disadvantage on the feet, will be clear. He'll hold his own enough to get it to the mat where it's got to be. What do you got, Kusi?
I'm right there with you. I like Spivak in this. I was going back and forth a little bit because stylistically, Sakai brings an interesting skill set for a big heavyweight. He has pretty good takedown defense, volume striker. But then you look at his record, it was very good up until he fought Alistair Overeem, and since then he is 0-3 with 3 knockout losses. If Overeem's able to sit there and KO you with elbows, I think a young stud wrestler in Sergey Spivak, who has a 60% takedown accuracy and loves to rain elbows, is probably going to be able to get to that spot and do what he wants. So give me Spivak here.
Yeah, that's very, very valuable points. Dano, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with Spivak. Sakai, he's had his time. He's got a main event or two, I believe, against Rosenstrike a couple summers ago. But just in his past couple fights, it's just nothing that's really looked like I'd want to pick him again. He's just kind of in there for the other opponent to tee off of. As you said, he's been KO'd his last 3 fights. And then you got Spivak, who I want to say he's bigger than they list him at. In some pictures, I think I've seen him bigger than Ngannou. So he's just going to be a huge dude coming in there to wrestle. Got good hands. And that sounds good to me. I'm going to go with Spivak.
Fishman.
I'm riding with Spivak, the polar bear on this one. I just think he can he's just gonna take him down and, like you said, ground and pound it out. He's done it before, his last fight in Greg Hardy. And another thing I like, his last 5, he's 4-1. Sakai, like you guys have said, is riding a rough streak. And Spivak, just you look at his record, the guys he's fought. Augusto Sakai, I don't want to call him a sloppy heavyweight, but like, I mean, Spivak goes out there and gets the job done against guys he's supposed to get the job done against. His L in the last 5 was against Aspinall. No sweat on that. So give me Spivak.
Yeah, facts. And, another thing to notice about Spivak is he definitely looked a lot chunkier in these earlier fights, and he's really, controlled his weight, and he looks a lot stronger, slimmer, leaner. So look for him to just keep improving. Let's go. We got the sweep on Spivak. Big favorite right there. We're going to move in. Women's boot against Juliana Miller and Brogan Walker. Juliana Miller's 2-1, Brogan Walker 7-2. I didn't watch this tough season. I'm not gonna sit here and cap, but I hear that Juliana Miller's a younger prospect that's got the higher ceiling. The UFC's kind of pushing her a little bit more than usual. I heard that she's got a jiu-jitsu game that's pretty good. Brogan Walker's more of the veteran style female who's just all around good. I'm not gonna make a pick on this. What do you got, Goosey?
So I did watch the tough. I was in there every Tuesday night in the lab watching, and I am pretty confident that Brogan Walker is going to win this fight. She just has a much better presence in the octagon. She has a lot better experience. She's been tested out of the UFC. Well, she's not in the UFC until I guess Saturday, but even on tough, she's good. I think in the show she did say she had a little injury, but we're going to have some time between the show and this fight. She's going to be able to heal up, and I just think she's going to go in there and look very good. I was honestly expecting her to be in the -200 range, so to see that she's at plus money here, I am definitely going to pick her. So I'm going to take Brogan Walker here.
Let's go. Dano, what do you got?
Yeah, I like Brogan Walker too. And to me, she's got like a more finishing ability than Juliana does. And if not a finish, she just has more damaging strikes. Because I remember in the fights and tough, Juliana was just kind of pitter-pattering her way to wins. And even though there's going to be a winner and a loser in this fight, I don't think there's going to be like a true loser. I think both these women are going to be in the UFC. But I'm going to take Brogan Walker to win this one.
Facts. Fishman, what do you got?
Yeah, I think you guys are kind of swaying me on this, but I don't know. I guess I just kind of liked Juliana's sub game, her grappling aspect of her fighting. But I mean, she's been in a bunch of grappling bouts, and I think she could get the sub off. But I mean, if you guys are trusting this Brogan plus money, I'm gonna ride with Brogan on it.
Yeah, she beat a good wrestler in her second tough fight to get to this, and Juliana Miller, the thing in tough was she was able to take a lot of damage and sort of keep going. Um, but I don't think Brogan Walker's going to gas out that bad, and I don't think Juliana Miller's going to get the takedown. So
All right, well, we're moving into the next tough title boot. We got Zach Poga coming out against Muhammad Usman. Muhammad Usman 7-2 against Zach Poga 5-0. Another one I don't know too much about. I do know that I have seen some Muhammad Usman fights, and he does not impress me. I do look at Zach Poga's record, and he does have some good wins. LFA, great, great promotion. I mean, obviously it's not UFC caliber, and it's not anything major laser Bellator PFL, but LFA is definitely the stepping stones that you got to take. And if you're winning fights over there, collecting belts, you're pretty good. So I mean, just from a stand back point, I think Zach Palga is a live play in this. I don't know what the odds are. Let me check them out. Zach Palga is gonna come out minus 240, so he's a big favorite. Usman plus 200. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I would have guessed, not knowing too much about it. I'm not gonna make a pick, but if I had to, I would go Zach Palga. What do you got, Goose?
so in the show, I think Pauga definitely showed more skill. He is a natural light heavyweight that is fighting at heavyweight because it's the heavyweight season at Tough. So this was his opportunity. So Usman's going to have the size. Pauga's going to have the skill. I don't think Pauga's going to be able to get a finish. And in a fight that Usman does have enough power to keep him at bay, not allow him to really rush forward like the volume striking that he typically does. I think at plus money in a fight that I think is going to go to a decision, the UFC can definitely market Usman better. I'm not saying that that's going to play a factor, but it could play a factor. So I'm going to take Usman here. But I mean, it's going to be close, so I'm going to take Usman.
All right, Fishman, what do you got?
Yeah, at first I'm trying to pick Usman at plus 200, but I mean, I'm just gonna go with Zach LFA, like you said, Cage Warriors. He's coming off a knockout win, and I mean, let's ride with Zach on this one. I'll probably go Zach decision on this one.
Max, Dano, what do you got?
Yeah, I like Zach Palga, and I want him to win, but I could definitely see them snaking the decision for Usman. But I like his skill. Like we said, like we talked about, he's going to be the smaller guy, so I could see the speed and just like mobility, footwork going to be a problem for Usman because, like you stated, Usman's not the most impressive. He doesn't have the most, cleanest boxing, cleanest footwork, blah 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 blah. He's just kind of, to me, he's just kind of Kamara's older brother or younger brother, but heavyweight form. So I'm gonna go with Palga. I don't love the minus 240. I think you said don't love it, but to win the fight, I'm gonna go Palga.
Yep. And this is what we're looking for. We are going into the co-main, the last two fights that we've all been waiting for to talk about. We have got the man, Vicente Luque, 21-8-1. This is a welterweight scrap coming out against Jeff Neal, 14-4. All right. Well, both these guys, you can guarantee violence from. You can guarantee hands will be thrown in violent fashion. Vicente Luque, very well rounded. I mean, one of the most dangerous offensive grapplers in the UFC. You've seen it time and time again. A couple fights ago, he's subbing Michael Chiesa. The guy just has that Darce choke. He locks in on everybody. He likes to brawl. Here's my concerns, because I initially you see the matchup and you want to pick Luque. You think he's going to have the heavier hands, all these kind of advantages. But then you got to really take a deeper dive. And Jeff Neal really is a good point striker if he wants to be. I mean, obviously he's got good power and he can establish good respect early, but he also has the ability to dance around the octagon. And if Luque doesn't learn from his last matchup where he was kind of just, plotting forward, not being able to find his target against Bilal Muhammad, I'm talking about, then Jeff Neal might be able to snake something here. His line value definitely is something that sticks out to me, plus 155. But in a fight that I think is going to be really close, I do think Vicente Luque is going to have the bigger moments and win this fight purely on a couple moments. I mean, I really think Jeff Neal has the ability to win these rounds, but I think Vicente Luque, just with his nonsense and wild nature, he'll be able to get him in the pocket for some exchanges, maybe get a couple drops in like round 1, round 3, just to take those rounds. But don't be mind blown when this fight's really, really close going to the scorecards at the end of this, is what I'm thinking. So, Goosey, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm right there with you because they both bring a pretty similar skill set. They both like to strike. Um, they they have a serviceable ground game. I would say Luque definitely has the edge in the ground department. But you look at their resumes coming in, they're sharing a lot of opponents and they're doing a lot of similar things against those guys. Um, I think Luque's a little bit more exciting, which could sway judges, and I also think he's going to have a little bit more in the tank late because we saw Jeff Neal start to fade last time out in his win against Ponzinibbio. A lot of people thought Ponzinibbio won the last 2 rounds, but I think Luque's a very similar fighter to Ponzinibbio, just a little bit better. So in a fight that could have gone either way last time for Jeff Neal, I think Luque's going to do enough to get it done. Um, and I mean, he's coming off a loss to Bilal. He's had some time to gear up, and I think we're going to see a better version, a more calculated version of Luque this time out. So I'm gonna go Luque here.
Yeah, let's get that footwork moving, man. Let's really pin those guys. Let's literally walk them down, angle them off. What do you got, Fish?
I'm right with Vincente Luque on this one. I think his last fight was just a little. What can you do? I mean, Bilal Muhammad just kind of blanked him. So I mean, Vincente, he's going to be the one good thing I could say coming out of that fight is he took no damage. So he's fresh, he's ready to go. He's dangerous as fuck, and I think I'm probably gonna ride with Luque sub on this one. I think he knocks him down just like you said. Locks in that Dars, bro, because he loves to jump on. He's so nice to people. He doesn't want to just beat your brain in like a fucking animal. He just slips in the Dars and let you go to sleep nice and easy. So I love Vincente Luque. So let's ride with that.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Dano, what do you
Great guy.
got?
So Luque's last fight against Bilal, he ran into the problem of where, if he stood with Bilal, he was nervous that Bilal could take it down. And if he was too nervous about Bilal's takedown, Bilal was throwing shots over. So he was just kind of like a deer in the headlights in the sorts. I don't think Jeff Neal is gonna have the takedown threat. So that means I believe Luque is just gonna be stand up versus stand up, and that's pretty dangerous. So I like Luque. I'm gonna take Luque in this. I like Luque maybe inside, not because Jeff Neal's not durable, but just like you guys have been saying, Luque's a dog. Um, Against Chiesa, wasn't too worried about the stand up game, and he was game on the ground, sub Chiesa. And then you see other fights against Luque against strikers where he's just striker on striker, and he's one of the most exciting fighters in the UFC. So as long as there's not too much mix up with Jeff Neal going up and down and takedowns and this and that, if it's stand up versus stand up, which I think it's going to be Luque all day.
Let's go. And we're moving in to the main event. Luque is going to be minus 190. He gets the sweep from the Geeks. The main event, it is Thiago Santos 22-10. Light heavyweight scrap against Jamahal Hill. Sweet dreams 10-1. Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, I think the tail of the tape for this one is, do you think Thiago Santos is past his time? Do you think that all these ACL tears are going to affect him at this point in his career? Or do you think that the new generation is moving in? Because that's what this is. You got the vet in Thiago Santos, who's out here just fighting stallions. I mean, hasn't had the best streak lately. He's been, taking some losses, but he is fighting real good dudes, guys like Rakic. I mean, John Jones, he fought a couple fights ago. I mean, debatably, some people want to try to say he won that fight. He didn't win it, but it was close. He had all these big surgeries. Jamahal Hill just sleeps people. I mean, here's my red flags. Jamal Hill's coming off of 2 spectacular knockouts, right? You got Jimmy Crute, tough guy, knocked him out. Johnny Walker, tough guy, knocked him out. Another guy who has a very similar record to such is Anthony Smith, who we all just saw, got manhandled. Um, I don't think that those 2 wins are that impressive. I think that Thiago Santos is far above what he's doing right now. I think Thiago Santos at plus 200 is highway robbery. I think that this line should be way closer. I think Thiago Santos is going to be able to dictate this fight. And really, he's going to earn his respect early. I think Jamal Hill might come out a little aggressive, but he's going to feel that hammer. He doesn't have a Thor fucking hammer on his chest for nothing. He's got pop, and he's not scared to use his legs, and I don't think he's washed yet. I think that Jamal Hill's in a little too deep here. I think that Thiago Santos stays back, technical game plan, and really just vets him out. So give me that plus 200 Thiago Santos. A little bit too much respect for me. He's already seen guys like Jamal Hill. He's been through all this. If he gets hit with a shot and he gets slept, I'll eat my words, but I think he's good for it. So let's go Dano off rip.
That was very good, and it makes me want to go Thiago Santos. But when I just look at it, I just think Jamal Hill is just such a stud. His boxing is so just like different than people. Like I could definitely see him like years and years ago. I could see him fighting on street beefs. Like he has that type of boxing, and he just scraps. And I just feel like you were saying Thiago Santos isn't washed. I'm saying maybe the surgeries and whatever have caught up to him. It's tough. But I could see Jamal Hill just like peppering him, and then he falls down against the fence. Not really a KO, but maybe like a TKO, just because Jamal Hill's riding a lot of momentum right now, and I'm gonna keep riding with him. Price tag, like you said, is not the best, but I gotta trust in sweet dreams, baby.
All right, Fishman, what do you got?
I'm riding with Jamal Hill on this one. I just think, yeah, Tiago's getting a little older now. Jamal's on his way up, and dude, it's hard to ride against the homies landing a bunch of strikes like that. I mean, he hits hard. You've seen him put out Johnny Walker. You've seen him put out Crute. But Thiago definitely has been facing the better opponents. I mean, but I'm riding with Jamal on this one. I'm riding with Jamal.
Sweet dreams. I got a small idea where this one's going. Goosey, what do you got?
Yeah, so I think I like what you guys are saying. I think Thiago Santos, I'm not saying he's old or washed, but he has an old body. There's a lot of damage, there's a lot of wear and tear on that body. And to be put in there against a young, explosive striker, I don't think that bodes well. Thiago Santos isn't getting those same takedowns anymore like he used to. I think he doesn't really do takedowns. So I don't think we're gonna have to worry about the ground threat there, which Jamal Hill does have a black belt, but I think he has a black belt. I don't know. But I think in a stand-up fight, I'm gonna go to the Goosey striker list when we have that, and I see Jamal Hill on there, and I think this is his time. He was in the Apex swagging tonight on Contender Series. He went back to his roots, and I think it's setting up him to go out there, put a pace on Thiago Santos, and find the button, because Thiago Santos hasn't been getting knocked out or anything. He's been going to decision here, making it through, but he hasn't been fighting that type of explosive puncher that Jamal Hill is. He fought Rakic, who has explosive kicks, good takedowns. He fought Johnny Walker, Johnny Walker looked pretty good against Thiago Santos, and that's the last time we've seen Johnny Walker look good for a while. We saw what Jamal Hill did to him. So I think, yeah, put him in cartoon world. So I think Jamal Hill goes out and gets it done. I'm not going to bank on Thiago Santos' chin given away. So Jamal Hill decision is probably most likely, but I could see him getting that ITD, and I could see him clipping that button early because 205 pounders, the human body can only take so much, and Jamahal Hill does hit like a truck. So I like Jamahal Hill here.
Yeah, his body type is funky. That man's got some power. Those are the picks. Geeks with the breakdown. Check us out. Instagram, Twitter, Discord, YouTube. You name it. We got it. We got the picks. We're going to drop them early this week. 2 big interviews next Tuesday. Victor Henry, Maki Patolo. Lock in, boys. Lock in. We're off.
Yeah.